You've got AI to help you repurpose your content, but you're finding that you need to review it because it still doesn't sound quite like you. And you know that if your content sounds robotic and blends in with everyone else, high-paying clients aren't going to pick you over someone else in the industry. So here's what I would do instead. Today, I want to talk about how you can create a strong vocal identity so premium clients can instantly recognize you, trust you, and eventually decide that they want to work with you because you become the only options in their mind. So make sure you stay to the end for a 3-minute exercise where I'll help you uncover your unique tone of voice so that your content always sounds like you. Alright, let's talk about what vocal identity actually is, because you may have heard of a visual identity or what you think of as a brand. Things like your logos, your fonts, your colors, any brand images or icons that you may have. And it's all really visual. It's something that your customers or clients will see on the screen and they can recognize as being from your brand. Your vocal identity, which is the word I made up by the way, vocal identity is basically the way you sound. So when paired together with a strong visual identity, it will help you to position your business as the only one in your clients' minds. Because your brand is not only going to look professional, it is also going to sound consistent across every single marketing touchpoint or platform that you have. Okay, in a nutshell, vocal identity is the way you phrase things, particular words that you say or use, and the rhythm of how you speak. These quirks are what make your content sounds like you. And if you're not sure what they are because you're so used to speaking in that way, I recommend setting out your phone and then just recording a short voice memo where you introduce yourself. You'll immediately hear your pattern of speech. So these quirks are what make your content sound like you. And if you haven't trained AI or your VA in that, it's going to make your content sound very generic and blend in with everyone else. So what are some signs that you don't have a clear vocal identity? The first one is really obvious. Your content is going to sound different every time you share something online. You're overthinking your captions. You rely heavily on templates or trends to help you create content. The key indicator is when someone else writes your content for you, it doesn't quite sound right, but you can't pinpoint what's wrong. So to fix that, create a strong vocal identity so that you can effectively help AI or a team member understand how you write, how you think, what you sound like, what your quirks are, so that every single piece of content sounds like you and not like a robot. And if you want to see an example of a strong vocal identity in the wild, think about the Duolingo owl. So Duolingo is really fun and has some dark humor. If you would see a piece of content or a tweet, anything that's written by Duolingo, you would instantly know who wrote that, even if I don't name the brand right away. And that is where their vocal identity comes into play. It builds trust quicker because it's used consistently over every single platform, and it enables anyone who is writing the content for Duolingo to sound exactly the same or similar, and that helps to build a cohesive marketing ecosystem from their social media presence to their website to their app. This matters a lot when you want to attract premium clients because providing helpful information in 2026 is no longer enough. Anyone can use AI to do that and spurt out helpful tips to solve problems that your clients are facing. What is going to put you in the category of one is if you're recognizable and you have a strong personal brand. And part of that personal brand is your vocal identity. When high-paying clients are looking to work with someone, they aren't going to go with the person that gives the most information. They are going to go with someone that they trust, that has that rapport, that gives them the I understand you kind of feeling and shows that you care about maintaining your own brand reputation, which is what a cohesive vocal and visual identity shows to people, especially when it's applied across all platforms that you are on. It also lets you stand out against competitors in the same space because now you have a point of difference that sets you apart. And if your messaging or brand voice hasn't grown along with your brand, it may be what's causing you to attract people that still say they need to think about it. If you're so over this, I actually spoke to this in a previous video that I've had about messaging that attracts premium clients. So make sure you check that out. So now we're going to go through the 3-minute vocal identity exercise that's going to kickstart how you want your brand to sound like online. First thing to do is pick 3 to 5 that represent what you want your brand to feel. For example, mine is bold, smart, and honest. Once you have those words, the second step is to define what those words mean to you and what they don't. When I say bold, what it means to me is I'm not afraid to call others out. It doesn't mean that I'm disrespectful and shame others. So you can see when people read that statement, they understand what bold means to me. So I could effectively train AI to write like me. It doesn't always get it 100% right, but it gets it 80% of the way there, and then the remaining 20% is human-led. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you find it useful in helping you realize what you need to stand out online in 2026. And if you want to discover the 3 other marketing strategies that I think are going to pop off in 2026, make sure you check out my previous video, and I'll see you next time.